For the first time since Joyboy, Emu is scared, not of Luffy, not of Nika, but of Loki. And the Devil Fruit power that can kill an immortal god. Welcome to Super Synth D Studio, where One Piece spoilers hit different. If you live for wild theories and hype breakdowns, smash that like button, drop a comment, give hype, and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, let's dive in. One Piece chapter 1171 is titled Ragnir, the name of Loki's legendary hammer. This chapter also features a cover request, where Oda draws Zoro with a cat sitting on top of his head. The chapter begins by continuing Loki's flashback, moments after the death of King Harald. Gaben is completely shocked because someone has actually managed to kill a Knight of God. Both Gaban and Jarul are deeply impressed by the sheer power of Loki's Devil Fruit. Meanwhile, Emu is utterly shaken. Emu believed Harald was invincible with the power he possessed, and truly thought no one in the world could ever defeat him. The Gorosei suggests sending another Knight of God to Elbaf, but Emu refuses. Emu is afraid, because every death of a Knight of God comes with a price that must be paid. It's clear that Emu is suffering from deep trauma after losing Harald, which is why Emu outright refuses to dispatch any more Knights of God to Elbaf. Emu is shown gasping for air, breathing heavily. Given the context and the level of fear displayed, it's obvious that the death of someone bound to Emu by contract directly affects Emu himself. Emu then declares that Elbaf will never affiliate with the world government, because the giants are connected to D. At last, there is someone other than Joyboy who can make Emu absolutely panic. Yes, Loki. He is capable of killing a Knight of God who possesses regeneration and immortality. Even Gaben is stunned, because back in the Roger Pirates era, they often clashed with the Knights of God. And yet, Gaben could only slow down their regeneration. No matter how many times they were cut down, until they could no longer fight, they would still remain alive. That is precisely why the Knights of God kept returning again and again to kidnap baby Shanks from the Roger Pirates. The true key to killing a Knight of God was already shown in One Piece chapter 1170. An attack coated with advanced Conqueror's haki must be powerful enough to neutralize Imu's power residing within their bodies. Even though this neutralization is temporary, this is the critical moment when their immortality and regeneration completely vanish. So why was Emu gasping and terrified when Harald died? Could it be that Emu gives a fragment of their own soul to each Knight of God and each Gorosei, similar to Horcruxes in Harry Potter? That would explain why Emu can only grant power to 13 chosen individuals, the 5 Gorosei through the Abyssal Covenant, and the 8 Knights of God through the Deep Sea Covenant. Because there is a price Emu must pay for doing so. The scene then returns to Elbaf, where it turns out that several royal soldiers survived the castle incident. Loki recruits them and declares his intention to attack the world government as revenge. Jarl tries to stop him, but Loki's resolve is unshakable. He sets sail with his crew. This seems to be the true reason why Shanks eventually intervened to stop Loki. Loki's flashback officially ends, and the story returns to the present. Hadruden apologizes to Loki and finally frees him. Suddenly, a massive Draugr skeletal monster crashes down into the Underworld. Loki casually says that he can fly, then tells everyone else to continue onward. He'll handle the monster alone. Luffy stays behind, wanting to witness the fight. Gaben is deeply worried about his child, so Sanji carries Gaben on his back, and they head upward with the others. Loki obliterates the monster using an attack called Niflheim, swinging Ragnir and completely freezing the creature. Luffy is left absolutely amazed by Loki's power. At the same time, the new giant warrior pirates finish preparing their ship to ascend to the Sun World. Everyone moves upward, leaving only Loki and Luffy in the Underworld. This means everyone present in the Underworld, including Hadruden's entire crew, Sanji and Zoro, now knows the full truth of Loki's past. Loki's statement that he can fly strongly implies that his Devil Fruit has wings, and is clearly not Fenrir. The ice-based attack named Niflheim confirms that Loki's Devil Fruit is Nidhogg, a legendary dragon from Norse mythology. In mythology, Nidhogg resides in Hell, the Underworld, and Niflheim. Not only that, Nidhogg is also said to possess the ability to manipulate elements, including fire and ice. This means Loki's ice powers directly originate from his devil fruit. And beyond ice, we will likely see many other elements from Loki's abilities. Possibly similar to Kaido's Seiryu dragon, but in a far more overpowered version. Luffy seems to grow even more interested in Loki after hearing his entire past. Could this be a sign that Loki might actually join the Straw Hat Pirates? But if Loki were to join, his power would clearly surpass Zoro and even rival Luffy himself, which would completely disrupt the two wings system of Zoro and Sanji. From chapter 1169, it is already clear that Harald intended Loki to inherit the throne of Elbaf. And once the people of Elbaf learn the full truth of what happened 14 years ago, on the day King Harald died, they will realize that Loki was the true hero of Elbaf. This means Loki will likely be crowned the new king of Elbaf at the end of the arc. But when we combine this with Imu's words, that Elbaf and the people of D have been connected since the Void Century, it becomes clear that Luffy and Loki will form an alliance to overthrow Imu and the world government in the final war. Break next week. If Loki's devil fruit really made Imu panic, then this changes everything we thought we knew about power in One Piece. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Loki the second coming of a world-ending dragon? And do you think he'll rule Elbaf? Or fight beside Luffy? If this breakdown got you hyped, smash that like button, subscribe for more One Piece spoilers that hit different, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Stay legendary.